elements which were needed to ensure that rule stays. This rule has been brought in an independent country for its own citizens. So it is more citizen-centric. Number 2, it is tackles emerging crimes. There is a definition of terrorism in this. ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम के लिए इसके अंदर खास प्रावधान रखे गए हैं. साइबर क्राइम पे इसमें बहुत फोकस है, और जो नए तरीके के सोशल और इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंसेस होते हैं उनको ये कवर करता है. नंबर 3, इट मॉडर्नाइजेस आउटडेटेड प्रोविजंस. जो कुछ प्रोविजंस जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट की जजमेंट से कोर्ट्स ने ये कहा है कि अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल हैं, उनको हटा दिया गया है. कुछ और प्रोविजंस जो सरकार को ऐसा फील होता है कि जिनकी अब जरूरत नहीं रही, उनको हटा दिया गया है. इसको हम आपको डिटेल में बता देंगे कि कौन से ऐसे प्रोविजंस है. जो 4th पॉइंट है वो काफी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, स्पेशली फॉर सिटीजंस, बिकॉज दिस न्यू लॉ कीप्स द विक्टिम एट द सेंटर. इसमें ये इंश्योर किया गया है कि जो मैक्सिमम फैसिलिटेशन हो वो विक्टिम का हो. इट इज विक्टिम सेंट्रिक rather than state centric. Okay, next. Now these are the BNS contains, ये आप देख सकते हैं. We can move on to the next slide. Next. What are the additions? So one of the addition is abatement outside India for offenses in India. कई बार हम देखते हैं कि कुछ क्रिमिनल्स क्राइम करके इंडिया से चले जाते हैं, उनको ट्रायल के लिए यहाँ नहीं ला पाते थे. इसकी वजह से the trial was not getting concluded. Now they can be tried in absentia. जो बाहर भी है उसकी मौजूदगी जरूरी नहीं है ट्रायल जारी रखने के लिए, उनकी एब्सेंस में भी ट्रायल किया जा सकता है. नंबर 2, सेक्सुअल इंटरकोर्स बाय एम्प्लॉइंग डिसीटफुल मीन्स. जो शादी का झांसा देके कई बार लोगों के साथ संबंध बना लेते हैं, एंड देन ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ क्राइम्स हैपन. सो देयर इज अ स्पेसिफिक प्रोविजन टू डील विद सच काइंड ऑफ क्राइम्स. Number 3, there was a little deviation on what exactly is the age of child, whether it is 15, 18. Now some consistency has been brought in that everyone who is below the age of 18 has been considered as a child, and women under the age of 18 years is raped by one or more persons अगर, तो उसके लिए strict punishments have been kept. Then there is a provision for hiring, employing or engaging a child to commit an offence. This we see sometimes that young children are employed because the criminals know that they have lesser punishments and they can get away with it. अभी जो उनको employ कर रहा है उनके ऊपर भी action can be taken against in the new law. There have been some instances in parts of India of mob lynching, तो उसको deal करने के लिए a specific offence has been made at 103 Redmit subsection 2. Next. Causing death by negligence, organized crime जैसे मैंने आपको बताया that has been defined. Petty organized crime has been defined. Terrorist act has been defined. Acts engaging sovereignty, unity and integrity of India have been defined. Next. Community service को इसके अंदर एक दिया गया है as a form of punishment. अगर किसी कुछ केसेस के अंदर the judge can award community service as a means of correcting that wrong, so that has been added. Next. Situations where community service can be given. These are the 5 broad cases in which community service के लिए provision रखा गया. You can see these. There is nothing much to explain in this. Next. This is in IPC movable property. The words movable property are intended to include corporeal property of every description except land and things attached to earth. Now movable property जो है उसकी definition को थोड़ा बड़ा किया गया. इसके अंदर intangible assets like patents and copyrights इसको include कर दिया गया. Next. Sections 48, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया abatement outside India for offences in India, this has been made an offence. Next. Punishment of abatement if act abated is committed in consequence and where no express provision is made out. मतलब कोई ऐसा act जिसके लिए कोई exact provision नहीं रखा गया है, क्योंकि new kinds of crimes keep on committing, तो ऐसे क्राइम को कैसे डील करना गया है वो सेक्शन 49 उनको कवर करेगा. That has been kept because criminals keep on devising new ways of committing crime, and the law sometimes has to keep on developing to catch them. Next. This is what I was talking about earlier, sexual intercourse by employing deceitful means. Next. This is an explanation of it. Next. Women under 18 years of age is raped by one or more persons. That has been specifically defined. Next. Hiring, employing of children. Next. Mob lynching. There is a punishment. Can you? Yeah. There is a punishment with death or with imprisonment for life for if an act of mob lynching is committed. और आप ये देख लीजिए, when a group, this definition is important. When a group of 5 or more persons acting in concert commits murder on the grounds of race, caste or community, sex, place of birth, language, personal belief, or any similar ground, each member of such group, every member who participates in it, shall be punished with death or with imprisonment for life. Next. Okay, this is not that important. Next. Next. Yeah, so these are the 3 more important things which have been brought in. Organized crime is really very important. We see that in large number of crimes which are committed, there is usually a gang leader, and then he forms an organized system कि उसको किस तरीके से crime करना है. In the existing IPC, we were a little handicapped कि how to go about it. Though there were provisions like Makoka was there, which we could invoke, but now great help will be provided because now there is a proper definition of organized crime. So we can try all such people under this head. इसके अंदर जो ये एक साथ गाड़ियों की चोरी करते हैं, साइबर फ्रॉड्स कमिट करते हैं, इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंसेस कमिट करते हैं, वो सारे इसके अंदर हैं. वो भी आगे आएगा वो. You can look at this. Any continuing unlawful activity, including kidnapping, robbery, vehicle theft, extortion, land grabbing, contract killing, economic offense, cyber crimes, trafficking of persons, drugs, weapons or illicit goods or services, human trafficking for prostitution or ransom, by any person or group of person acting in concert, singly or jointly, either as a member of an organized crime syndicate or on behalf of such syndicate, by use of violence, threat of violence, intimidation, coercion, or by any other unlawful means to obtain direct or indirect material benefit, including a financial benefit, shall constitute organized crime. So it is a very broad definition. It covers all kinds of crimes जो हम देखते हैं, वो साइबर क्राइम हो, इकोनॉमिक क्राइम हो, लैंड ग्रैबिंग हो, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किलिंग हो. So this is a very valuable addition which has been made. It will go a long way in controlling crimes. Can we go to the definition of petty organized crime next, please? Next. एक बार पीछे आ जाइए फिर वापस या बैक. ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम का जो छोटा और वर्जन है दैट इज पेटी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम. अगर बसेस के अंदर चोरों को चलाना या फिर बीचेस में चोरों को चलवाना, ट्रेन्स के अंदर चोरों को चलवाना, ये सारी चीजें भी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम का पार्ट आती हैं, बट उसकी डिग्री कम है, इसलिए उसको एक पेटी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम माना गया है. ये है पेटी 112 सेक्शन है, ये कवर करता है पेटी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम को. व्हेनेवर बीइंग अ मेंबर ऑफ अ ग्रुप और गैंग ईदर सिंगली और जॉइंटली कमिट्स एनी एक्ट ऑफ थेफ्ट, स्नैचिंग, चीटिंग, अनऑथराइज्ड सेलिंग ऑफ टिकट्स, unauthorized betting or gambling, selling of public examination question papers, or any other similar act is said to commit petty organized crime. Now you can see legislatures are aware of the kind of crimes which are petty in nature जो होते हैं, और उन सब चीज़ों को उन्होंने इस petty organized crime के अंदर they have included, and they can now be tried like this. Otherwise earlier we used to try them in sections, but they were not exact definite sections for such crimes. Okay, back. There was third point also there. Yeah. Number 3 is very important. Terrorist Act. अभी in the present IPC जो अभी चल रही है, और we will be using it for some more days, around 45 more days. In that there is no definition of terrorism. So for the definition of terrorism, we had to go to the definition which is there in UAPA, Unlawful Assemblies Prevention Act. उसके अंदर हम जाके terrorism की definition को देखते थे, and then there were different readings of what exactly constitutes a terrorist act. Now, in the present new IPC, this has been included, and you can see this is the definition of a terrorist act. Whoever does any act with the intent to threaten or likely to threaten the unity, integrity, sovereignty, security or economic security of India with the intent to strike terror or likely to strike terror in the people or any section of the people in India or in any foreign country by using bombs, dynamite or any other explosive substance or inflammable substance, so on and so forth, constitutes a terrorist attack. Terrorist act. So जो तीन मैं कहूँगा आपको, जो अभी तक जहाँ तक हमने स्लाइड्स देखी हैं, जो मेजर तीन टेक अवे हैं वो ये है कि ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम को डिफाइन किया गया है, उसके लिए खास पनिशमेंट रखी गई है। पेटी ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम को डिफाइन किया गया, उसके लिए खास पर रखी गई है, और टेररिस्ट एक्ट को डिफाइन किया गया, उसके लिए एक खास पनिशमेंट रखी गई है। सो फ्रॉम इंटरनल टू एक्सटर्नल, फ्रॉम स्ट्रीट टू नेशन, पूरा उसके अंदर उन्होंने एक तरीके से आपको एक जो कैसे वहां पे कुछ भी जो देश की सिटीजन्स को या देश को खतरा आ सकता है, उन चीजों को इसके अंदर नए तरीके से डिफाइन किया गया है और क्लियर डिफाइन किया गया है जी। ओके, नेक्स्ट, दीज आर द पनिशमेंट्स। नेक्स्ट, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, 304 snatching. It's a very common problem in urban areas. Earlier we were registering cases of snatching either as theft or sometimes we had to register them as robberies. It used to depend on the way in which that crime had been committed, but now a specific offense has been made of snatching, and all such snatchers can now be tried under this provision. And if they are organizing themselves as a group, then we will try them in the petty organized crime head also. Next, these are the major deletions which have happened. Section 124, which was earlier the section of sedition, often this was criticized as a colonial legacy, that has been deleted. Section 377, sexual intercourse against the order of nature, there was I think a Supreme Court judgment also, that has also been deleted. And adultery 497, that has also been deleted. Next, other deletions are these: punishment for gang rape on women under 16 years of age. Now, as I said, for every person who's less than 18, it has been made, because there was earlier 16 से 18 के बीच में क्या है, that was not very clear. Now it has been cleared. Any form of gang rape under the age of 18 will be tried, and very strict punishments have been kept. Punishment for gang rape on women under 12 years of age, this will now all come in the broad head of under 18. We consider now everyone less than 18 as children. Lurking house pass by night, lurking house break by night. So house break, house trespass, day and night, that division has been removed. It is all considered as one broad crime. Next. So this is the recap. It is gender neutral. New form of punishments have been made. New offences have been added, and there have been some changes in sections. Thank you. Maybe if there are some questions, we can take them now only, or
we can have that at the end.
Okay.
The second presentation.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. I will be giving a presentation on the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita and brief about the Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam, which was earlier the Indian Evidence Act. So I have made my presentation as on the basis of the sections or the provisions were earlier in the CRPC, so it will be easier for us to understand what all changes have been made. Next. So as you can see, the basic things that have been changed. I have highlighted it. Earlier in the CRPC, same number of chapters were there. Same numbers of chapters were there, but the sections have increased, the number of sections. And one of the major highlights of the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita is that it has tried to incorporate the latest developments that have happened, the technological developments. We will talk about it later in the presentation. Second is that it tries to make the entire process of the criminal justice system, right from registration of the FIR to the delivery of the judgment, time-bound manner. So that also we'll speak about. And then the third important point is that it has tried to make it as citizen-centric. Fourth is that for petty crimes, it has made a provision of summary trials. So that way it will increase the pace at which the trials are conducted so as to reduce the pendency of the cases. Next. So in the chapter 1, which is preliminary, we see that there have been some insertions and the definitions of some of the things have been changed as has been highlighted on the slide. First is that audio, video, electronic evidence, that has been defined there. And other things are highlighted: bail bond, electronic communication. So the definitions have been changed. तो just जो जितने भी changes हमारे आजकल हुए हैं, right from the time when CRPC was in place till now, तो काफी technological developments हुए, तो उसको incorporate करने के लिए to have a better perspective, they have defined it in the chapter itself. Next. So the chapter 2, which deals with the constitution of courts, there has been a major change there. One is that earlier in the metropolitan areas only there were metropolitan magistrates. So that has been done away with. So there has been a uniform hierarchy of courts now in place across the country. Next. Then in this chapter only there is another important change that has been made. Earlier there was a director of prosecution. But now they have also tried to include a proper hierarchy within the director of prosecution. There are assistant directors, there are deputy directors of prosecution, and they have been given a proper role, as in the director of prosecution will deal with offences which have a certain punishment, above let's say 10 years. And deputy director and assistant director will have their own set of cases where they will have to do their work. Next. So the chapter 4, there is not much changes. Next. There are major changes in chapter 5, that is which deals with the arrest of person. As we can see that earlier when the police, the section of 41 and 41A, the early section in the CRPC, now it has been brought into under section 35. इसमें क्या changes हुए हैं कि अगर कोई भी person जिसको भी arrest किया जा रहा है, if that person is above the age of 60 years or if that person is infirm, then the permission has to be taken by the inspector from the DYSP rank officer. So there has been one protection given in this section. Next is that there was generally allegation that police जब भी कभी arrest करती है तो उसकी information media में नहीं होती है या उसकी transparency नहीं होती है. So now what we have done is that we have created one nodal officer in the police station and also at the district level who will keep the record of every person who is arrested, and media people or anybody can approach that person to know if anybody has been arrested and the details thereof of that person. So that is a very important step towards transparency. Next. Then there is the minor changes have been done if an arrest is done by a private person. Earlier there was no, now the person has to be taken by the police into custody. Okay. Second is arrest how made. In this very important change is the use of handcuffs. In major crimes, there are certain conditions given in that if we are arresting or we are taking that person to the court, in those cases we can use handcuffs. Or in cases which have been mentioned, like a person who has who is a habitual offender or who has escaped from custody, or a person who is charged with the heinous crimes which have been mentioned like terrorism, organized crime, or person who is accused of rape, murder. So all those things have been given. in section 43. Next. Yeah, as I was saying that the information about the arrest must be given to the designated police officer, that provision has also been made here. And after that, as I was in the initial slide, I had mentioned that there have been some timelines. So in this also, earlier our investigation, the investigation of the police in cases of rape, where we had to wait for the medical practitioner to give us the report, the medical examination report. So there has been given, timeline has been given to the medical practitioner of 7 days, within which that medical practitioner has to give a medical report to the police so that police can go ahead with the investigation. Next. I think there is not much important in the next. Yeah. So another major important the change that has been made is in chapter 6, process to compel appearance. There are 4 different things in this: summons, warrants, proclamation, and attachment of property. One important change is that has been done is that in summons, summons को सर्व करने के तरीके में इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीन्स का भी इन्होंने किया है कि फर्स्ट अर्लियर in CRPC we had a proper hard copy which was supposed to be served. Now through electronic means also the court and the police can serve summons. So this is very important change which will reduce the time and very जो basic details हैं. You can see here कि एक register maintain करना होगा कोर्ट को जिसमें email address वगैरह सब लिखेंगे, तो उस हिसाब से it is very important. Next. This is what I was talking about. Proof of service, section 70, subclause 3. All summons served through electronic communication under section shall be considered as duly served, and a copy of such electronic summons shall be attested and kept as a proof of service of summons. Next. Same thing as I was talking earlier. Next. Achha, in this there is a new provision which is added, section 105. In this, recording of search and seizure through audio visual electronic means. जो भी सर्च सीजर होगा उसका पुलिस को मैंडेटरीली इलेक्ट्रिक ऑडियो और विजुअल जो रिकॉर्डिंग है वो करना होगा, और उसकी एक रिपोर्ट, उसकी एक कॉपी या जो जुरिसडिक्शनल मैजिस्ट्रेट है उसको रिपोर्ट होगी. तो उससे एक जो अकाउंटेबिलिटी का जो क्वेश्चन है कि हम कुछ मैनिपुलेट करते थे, तो वो एक चीज़ है जो कि टेकन केयर ऑफ है इसमें. नेक्स्ट. अच्छा, ये प्रिवेंटिव एक्शन जो पुलिस का है इसमें थोड़े से चेंजेस किए गए हैं. एक तो सेक्शन 170 जिसमें अरेस्ट टू प्रिवेंट कमीशन ऑफ कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस, इसमें स्पेसिफिक टर्म जुडिशियल मैजिस्ट्रेट का यूज किया गया है. ठीक है. एक नया एक सेक्शन जोड़ा गया है 172 in which person is bound to conform to the lawful directions of the police. Earlier this provision was not there. Next. तो इसमें चैप्टर 13 इंफॉर्मेशन टू द पुलिस एंड देयर पावर्स टू इन्वेस्टिगेट, देयर आर मेनी चेंजेस दैट हैव बीन मेड. जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू करने से लेकर के किस तरीके से विटनेस को बुलाना है, कैसे रिकॉर्ड करना है स्टेटमेंट, सर्च एंड सीजर है, उन सब में मेजर चेंजेस है व्हिच आई विल टेल यू. नेक्स्ट. तो जो FIR जो इन्फॉर्मेशन कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस की जो इन्फॉर्मेशन हमें मिलती थी उसमें बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चेंजेस किए गए हैं. वन इज दैट द कंसेप्ट ऑफ जीरो FIR हैज बीन ब्रॉट इन, wherein person can register a FIR anywhere, irrespective of the jurisdiction, where no matter what the person is present in that police station. But if a crime has been committed, he or she can approach the police station and get the FIR registered. Second is that the provision for e-FIR has also been brought in which the law says that through electronic means a complaint for a cognizable offence can be registered. The only thing is that this particular e-FIR has to be taken within 3 days. That person has to be called to the police station to take it in writing and for the signature and all. So these 2 important changes have been made here. Next. Next. In this non-cognizable cases, NC cases, पहले there was nothing like कि now the new change has been made कि within 7 days, एक वीक का जितना भी पुलिस के पास रिकॉर्ड होता था NC का,
वो अब मजिस्ट्रेट के पास भेजना पड़ेगा। तो उससे भी अकाउंटेबिलिटी का जो एक इशू है, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, वो भी टेकन केयर ऑफ। नेक्स्ट, जैसे इसमें सेक्शन 176 है प्रोसीजर फॉर इन्वेस्टिगेशन। इसमें कई सारी चीज़ें जो मैं पहले बता रहा था कि अगर किसी विक्टिम का या विटनेस का स्टेटमेंट है तो उसको ऑडियो विजुअल मीन्स से रिकॉर्ड करेंगे। उसके अलावा जो विटनेस की अटेंडेंस है वो सभी इन चीज़ों से की जाएगी। तो ओवरऑल जो मैं बताना चाह रहा हूँ इसमें ये है कि जितने भी टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट हुआ है, एक तो एविडेंस लेने के लिए और कोर्ट के सामने प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए इनका यूज़ किया जाए। एविडेंस के साथ छेड़खानी का जो एक इशू होता था वो अब नहीं होगा। दूसरा, कोर्ट में जो टाइम लगता था, जो अब ट्रायल की आगे हम बात करेंगे, जो कि मैं अभी एक बार में बता देता हूँ कि ट्रायल जो एविडेंस कोर्ट लेता था वो earlier the witness, victim and the accused was supposed to be taken to the court for the evidence and for their testimony. Now it can be done through audio visual or the other means. The technology का use करके we will be able to do it so as to reduce the time that was being taken. Next, same thing that I was saying, recording of confession statements. Next, medical examination of victim of rape. As I was saying, there has been a timeline given here, and section 185 is very important. Search by police officer. In case where police is doing a search without warrant, the seizure, जो पंचनामा सीजर का जो रिकॉर्ड होता था, that now police has to give to the magistrate within 48 hours. ठीक है, this important change has been made under this section of search. Next, ये बेल का एक वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट चेंज हैज बीन मेड अंडर सेक्शन 187 इन विच द टेक्निकल पूरी डेफिनेशन जो है कि द इन्वेस्टिगेशन इज नॉट कंप्लीटेड विद इन 24 आवर्स, पुलिस कैन आस्क फॉर द पुलिस कस्टडी। अर्लियर विद इन 15 days, the initial 15 days only, the police could have taken the police custody. Now this 15 days, police can take custody over a period spread over 40 days in case जो कि 60 और 90 डेज का एक पीरियड था, पनिशमेंट लेस देन एंड मोर देन कुछ था, वेरी टेक्निकल, बट नाउ दिस 15 डेज कैन बी स्प्रेड ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ 40 या 60 डेज। तो दिस इज अ न्यू चेंज दैट हैज बीन मेड। नेक्स्ट, इसमें एक इंपॉर्टेंट चेंज ये भी किया गया है कि देयर हैज बीन अ टाइमलाइन गिवन फॉर इन्वेस्टिगेशन टू बी कंप्लीट। Apart from special cases like POCSO where the investigation has to be completed within 60 days, the other cases the investigation has to be completed within 90 days. Next, again timeline, inquest report to be forwarded to the DM or SDM within 24 hours. Next, these are the other important changes in the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita. One is the maximum period for which under trial prisoner can be detained to reduce the number of prisoners who are in prison. A first-time offender who has completed 1/3 of the punishment for that crime, a report has to be made by the superintendent of the prison, and he can be released. Secondly, a person who has done half of the time in prison, under trial prisoner, and if the trial is still going on, that person can also be released. Second important thing is that there have been time limits for the court processes. कितने दिन में कोर्ट को उसका कॉग्निजेंस लेना है, कितने दिन में उसके चार्जेस फ्रेम करने हैं, कितने दिन में ट्रायल शुरू करना है, और ट्रायल कंप्लीट होने के बाद जजमेंट कितने दिन में दी है, उस सबका टाइमलाइन उन्होंने दिया है। ठीक है, उसके अलावा अक्यूज कैन बी प्रेजेंट इन कोर्ट इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली। जितने भी केसेस हैं कि कोर्ट में अक्यूज को, विक्टिम को और विटनेस को लेकर आना होता था, दैट कैन बी डन रिमोटली थ्रू इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीन्स। Then the others are also mentioned, सारे टाइमलाइंस का इसमें मेंशन है कि एविडेंस फॉर ऑफेंसेस कमिटेड आउटसाइड इंडिया कैन बी रिसीव्ड इन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म। तो ओवरऑल जो इसका जो सेंस है न्यू लॉ का, उसमें एक तो टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट जो भी हुए हैं उसको इसमें डाला गया है, दूसरा इसको सिटीजन सेंट्रिक बनाया गया। नेक्स्ट, now I come to the other law, the Bharatiya Saksh Adhiniyam, which was earlier the Indian Evidence Act. इसमें जो मेजर चेंजेस किए गए हैं, एक तो डेफिनेशन है, जो अंडर सेक्शन 2 जो डॉक्यूमेंट की डेफिनेशन है उसको ब्रॉडन किया गया है, उसमें इलेक्ट्रॉनिक और डिजिटल जो एविडेंस है उसको इनकॉर्पोरेट किया गया है। उसके अलावा जो दूसरा इंपॉर्टेंट चेंज किया गया है वो प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी एविडेंस की डेफिनेशन है। तो पहले हमारे साथ तो इशू होता था जो लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट एजेंसीज के साथ especially while taking, because there was a mandate in the earlier act to produce, मतलब courts give preference to primary evidence. तो जो भी electronic means होता था, अगर जैसे for instance somebody is taking live streaming and that particular thing is being recorded in the database of Facebook or let's say YouTube, तो primary evidence होता था कि हम उसके जो original database है वहाँ से लेके जो आएंगे वो primary evidence है. But now the change has been made कि if it is being live streamed, तो जितनी भी devices पर वो simultaneously store हो रहा है वो सारा का सारा primary evidence है. ठीक है. उसके अलावा जो secondary evidence का जो issue होता था कि we had to give a proper certificate, तो उसकी जो definition है उसको भी widen किया गया secondary evidence की. तो उस हिसाब से ये ना सिर्फ हमारे लिए, आपके लिए it will be a better, मतलब easier version of what it was earlier under Indian Evidence Act. Next. So these are the major changes. Mainly two important changes in Indian Evidence Act, which has now been made and as Bharatiya Saksh Adhiniyam. Next. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I think we'll have a question and answer session. I would like to invite both the presenters on stage. We'll be providing you with mic so that you can take questions. Just the usual procedure, put your hand up if you'd like to ask a question. I'll be calling upon each person. Everybody will get a chance. And let's keep it to one question at a time, and then we'll come back at this point. We'll start with the one back. I think since the hall is small, it should be audible, but if it's not, we'll get a mic there.
Yeah, most of the cases are acquitted because of the pancha. So the stock panchas and so evidence of panchas. So what is the provision, new provision for the panchas in this act?
Can you repeat the question?
So acquittals are happening just because of the panchas, the evidence of panchas, hostile panchas, stock panchas or something. Okay. Now there is electronic means of recording is there, video thing is there. So that evidence can be taken. But this pancha system is still there.
See.
It is a big hurdle in giving punishment. Most of the acquittals are happening because of the hostile panchas. What is the provision in this new act?
Okay. I didn't get his name.
You can please introduce yourself as well.
Yeah, my name is Audumbar Shinde. I am the chief reporter of Daily Pudari.
Okay. See, I don't know how you reach that conclusion that most of the acquittals are happening because of panchas. Is there some report which is suggesting that?
Sir, there are many cases.
Okay. So, what my understanding is that acquittals happen for a variety of reasons, and if you go through this new act, one of the most important change which has been built in is that there is a lot of emphasis on scientific collection of evidence, and because of this scientific collection of evidence, most of the things will be getting video recorded, as was mentioned during the presentation. For all cases in which the punishment is more than 7 years, the FSL team has to mandatorily visit the scene of crime. It has to pick all the evidences. Search and seizures have to be video recorded. So all of this will go a long way in getting convictions. Whether the point of panchas, I'm not very sure of, but the intention of the act is actually to get much more convictions through scientific methods.
But still, panchas has to be there for every recording, everything. Panchas has to be there.
See, the reason why panchas are present is so that there is an independent perspective which is brought to the all investigation. They are normal citizens, so their presence ensures that there is no allegation that X did something and Y did something and Z was recorded. To bring fairness into it, the panchas have been kept. Now if someone goes back on his testimony, that is for the judge to decide on how he wants to do it. Okay? Yeah.
Next question, yeah. Bhatia sir.
Namaskar. It was very nice to see your presentation. My name is Sunil Bhatia. My question is related to EFIR. घटना के कितने टाइम के अंदर हम EFIR कर सकते हैं, पहली बात. और दूसरा जो क्वेश्चन है कि जैसे कि आपने बोला कि 3 दिन के अंदर जो नियरेस्ट जो आपका पुलिस स्टेशन है वहाँ जाना, खुद जाना है कि पुलिस स्टेशन से कॉल है?
जी देखिए, ये 1 जुलाई से दिस सिस्टम विल बी ब्रॉट इनटू प्लेस. How EFI will be recorded, how those things will be done, we are working, the system is in progress right now. Those systems are being built right now. We are in consultation with judiciary also on this. So the exact answer we will be able to give to you once those procedures are complete. Yeah, right now the idea of this presentation is to just give the information that a provision for EFIRs have been made, and from 1st of July systems will start kicking in to get these enforced. Yes.
Anybody else?
सर, ये भारतीय न्याय संहिता क्या है?
भारतीय न्याय संहिता इज द पीनल कोड. अर्लियर आईपीसी जो था उसको रिप्लेस करके जो नेसेसरी चेंजेस करने थे उसको लाकर भारतीय न्याय संहिता नया एक्ट लाया गया, जिसमें कि ऑफेंसेस जितने भी हैं उनको डिफाइन किया गया है और उनकी जो पनिशमेंट्स है उनको डिफाइन किया.
ये तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में है ना? अभी जो एग्जिस्टिंग कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, भारतीय जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, ये वही है क्या भारतीय न्याय संहिता?
मैम, पहले इंडियन पीनल कोड करके एक एक्ट था जिसमें कि सारे ऑफेंसेस और उनकी पनिशमेंट होती थी, उसको हटाकर उसकी जगह भारतीय न्याय संहिता करके एक नया एक्ट.
मैं क्लैरिफाई कर दूं, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एक बिल्कुल अलग चीज है. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, दैट इज अ कंप्लीट डिफरेंट थिंग व्हिच इज देयर. दिस इज अ क्रिमिनल लॉ, इट इज समथिंग एल्स. डू नॉट कंफ्यूज दीज टू थिंग्स. For anyone who has any confusion, please get it clarified now only. Constitution of India is Constitution of India. It is as it was. This is a change which has been brought to the criminal law. Okay? There are many laws. All laws have to be within the ambit of the Constitution. This law is also going to be a subset of the big Constitution. Okay? So that it is just replacing the earlier criminal law. So I hope, madam, you are getting that clarity.
सर, ये नाम क्यों बदले गए हैं फिर?
नहीं, नाम नहीं बदला है, नया कानून आया है, उसको बदल दिया है.
भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम वगैरह, ये नाम क्यों बदले गए हैं?
क्योंकि वो जो पुराना कानून था उसको हटा दिया है. नए कानून का नया नाम होगा ना.
कानून तो उसी में भी, उस नाम में भी हो सकते हैं ना.
नया कानून है. एनीवे, आप
we'll come back to you.
My question is to S2 now from 1st July, IPC will be repealed by Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, right? So how many sections were there in IPC and now in BNS?
Well, I think it was on the second slide. We'll share the slide.
Yeah, the PPTs will be shared with.
We'll share the slide with you.
And one more question.
Yeah.
Section 377 being struck down in IPC. What is added here in BNS?
No, सेक्शन 377 जो आईपीसी का था, वो नाम का सेक्शन अभी नए हमारे कानून के अंदर कुछ है नहीं. मतलब वो ऑफेंस को हटा दिया गया. दैट इज नो मोर एन ऑफेंस. दैट इज बिकॉज आई थिंक द ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैड आल्सो डिक्लेयर्ड इट एज अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल, और उसको ये नए कानून के अंदर हटा दिया गया. वो आप देख लीजिए, पर इस नए कानून में नहीं है.
I think Gerard from Hindustan has a question.
In the new law has repealed the section of sedition section, but it has introduced a section for actions against India's sovereignty and integrity. At the same time, terrorism is also defined as actions against unity, integrity, sovereignty, etc. So, is there an overlap, or what is the difference between them?
Can you just say that again?
Sedition and treason have been repealed.
Yes.
But there is a section that mandates up to 7 years life imprisonment for actions against India's sovereignty and integrity.
जी.
So there is a new section to replace sedition and treason.
नहीं, वो अगर आप पुरानी डेफिनेशन ऑफ सेडिशन पढ़ें, that is a different definition. लेकिन if there is an act which is committed against the unity or integrity of India, then it is a very serious offence and punishment has been kept for it.
So how is that different from terrorism, which also includes actions against?
No, the terrorism is, I had read you the definition of terrorism. It's a much more broader definition. उसमें कई चीजें हैं, explosion करना और कई तरीके की चीजें. But if you read the two sections, you will be able to understand.
Is there an overlap?
No, I don't think there is any overlap. Anyway, it is not for me to even comment whether it is an overlap or not. Our job as Goa Police is to implement the law which Parliament has made. We will be implementing those laws. बाकी ये सारी चीजें जो हैं, it is outside our purview. Our purview is to implement what Parliament has legislated, and we will be doing it from 1st July.
I think we had one question left.
Hello sir, my name is Prapti. I just had a question regarding the e-form of the evidence collection. So sir, even sir mentioned that there will be a digital locker kind of a thing to store the evidence. So what will ensure the protection? I just wanted some clarity. Even while serving the summons, it's been commented that it will be served in an e-form. So will it be emailed or how will it be done?
As I had said, these are all evolving systems and procedures are being developed on this. Consultations are happening on pan-India level. Union government is almost on a daily basis is holding consultations and systems are being developed. The idea of this interaction is to make people aware that this will be done. How it will be done, government is working on it.
Any further questions? Yeah.
Please ask me one question. You spoke about the organized crime and petty organized crime. मटका गैम्बलिंग इज ऑन राइज, इट्स हैपनिंग. पुलिस के आशीर्वाद से ही चल रहा है, हफ्ता ले रहे हैं पुलिस. तो पुलिस भी ऑफेंडर होंगे इसमें, इन दिस ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम, petty organized crime.
अगर ऐसा कुछ भी सामने आता है तो नेचुरली होंगे, क्यों नहीं होंगे? The law is same for everyone, whether it is a common man or a policeman. It is same for everyone. I don't think there is any confusion in my mind about it. And if anyone has any confusion, he should remove that confusion. Okay? Yeah.
Do we have any closing remarks from either of you?
I would just say that, as you would have noticed in last 75 years, you see there is a definite change in the rights, the definition of rights, whether it is the rights of women, the rights of children, the rights of elderly, the rights of disabled, and there is a simultaneous change in the nature of crime. जो क्राइम आज से 70 साल पहले, 100 साल पहले होते थे, उसमें से कई क्राइम अब होने बंद हो गए हैं और नए प्रकार के क्राइम होने शुरू हो गए हैं. For any developing and evolving country, it is important कि जो उसका क्रिमिनल लॉ हो वो इन सब चेंजेस को इनकॉर्पोरेट करे. और जो हमने आपको आज प्रेजेंटेशन दी उसमें ये दर्शाता है कि ये चेंजेस को इस नए कानूनों के अंदर लाया गया है. इसके अंदर जो नए सुप्रीम कोर्ट की जो जजमेंट्स हैं, वेदर देयर आर the rights of women, rights of children, the rights of elderly, they have all been kept in mind. Victim has been brought in the center, and all new forms of crimes which are happening, they have been defined and punishments have been kept for them. So the idea of the legislature is कि जो भी नए तरीके की क्राइम हो उसको जो लॉ एनफोर्समेंट एजेंसीज हो वो पूरी तरीके से कंट्रोल करने के लिए सक्षम रहें. उसी के साथ साथ जो सिटीजन्स हैं उनके जो राइट्स हैं वो पूरे तरीके से प्रोटेक्टेड रहें. और ये मुझे लगता है ब्रॉड थीम है इन कानूनों की. एंड एज रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स ऑफ गोवा पुलिस, it will be our endeavor to ensure that Goa is kept crime free, and these new laws we will be implementing in the same earnestness with which the Parliament has legislated them. और हम ensure करेंगे कि हम citizens को एक बेहतर और अच्छी पुलिसिंग दे सके। थैंक यू।
Thank you. So, as we wind up the session today, I'd like to just extend a vote of thanks to both our guests who've taken time out and who've actually prepared quite a bit in the run-up to this session here.